Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Are we live? We're live. I hope. Are we live? Oh yeah, no, I was wrong. I was looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. Oh yeah, let's make sure I'm not in the way when we're drawing. Because that would be annoying. Ultimately, I thought I had this adjusted, and I thought it was perfect, but there you go. It's not. Sorry. There we go. That should be okay. Light is a bit too strong. Now we've got some contrast, and everything is gone terribly. Alright, I think that's okay. I think you've got some good... We'll see, it's going to be completely different once I already put graphite onto the paper. So might as well just leave it. I've got my reference, pencil. That's about all you need, really, to get some work done. Hold on, let me move this out the way. And I'm going to take off the hat because I can already see it constantly getting in the way when I'm drawing. Right. I feel like I haven't drawn for forever, even though I've been trying to draw recently. Let's see if I can start putting in some proportions. Put this guy as the neck. Roughly, I think. This is probably already off. We're just here to have some fun today. Nothing too serious. We're just practicing our art and making sure we enjoy it. Let's make art great again. Too much of making it a job. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Sorry to anyone who's already watching, but if you are watching, please go ahead, grab a piece. Oh yeah, I moved my webcam. Grab a pencil, grab a piece of paper. We're using some fairly fine newsprint kind of paper. Couldn't find the exact paper at my art store, but they said this is the closest to it. I have a HB Conte A Paris French pencil, and it's really good. Surprisingly, I did not realize, because these don't look like they're like super premium or anything when you pick them up, because it's just like a gray pencil. But man, these feel really, really good, especially with the price, because they're not actually that expensive. I'm just attempting to start blocking things in as a new strategy. Just gonna check along if we're all good. I think we're all good. I'm gonna stream as well, because I don't tend to do that when we get started. I know I'm very blown out on the webcam. I forgot to do something about that. See, the thing I always want to do is I just want to get straight to the art. I don't want to be... God, now I've gone to some stupid... There we go. Menu. I just want to get going with the art. Usually I forget about all these things. Let's hope this is doing something. It's not doing anything. Exposure. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that's worse. I think that's a little better. We'll keep that. Sorry about that, guys. Check up on the stream whilst I do a little bit of this. Just gonna start putting in some information. Those here. I think this sounds good. I don't have my usual people checking the stream today. real good. It's actually a little closer here. They go dark on me. I need to kind of adjust my drawing table a little bit. I think I've got it a little bit tilted back, a little bit too far. And that's not always great for viewing angles. It's, I think my perspective of the drawing tends to be a little bit skewed. Then also now I've done my most famous mistake. I've made his head a little bit too... Kneadable eraser, your best friend. That's, I think that's slight adjustment, but I think it's going to help a lot. It's, sorry if you guys can hear the dog barking, but it is very warm today, so I figured it would be best to have the window open. Because last stream I was sweating terribly. Because for some reason, as soon as you lock this door here, the apartment becomes very, very warm. Let's talk about my approach a little bit here. I'm kind of just slowly building up the detail, and at the moment, as you can see on my pencil, it's in this grip constantly, just so I can have a very soft line, allowing me to have a lot more control over what happens, or if anything goes wrong I can always adjust it and always erase it. That's not going to be an issue at all, because usually if you have your pencil a little bit too harsh onto the piece of paper, it's not going to be pleasant trying to remove this stuff afterwards. So also I noticed the lips are open, so it's going to have to be slightly different here. Shouldn't be putting in too many shadows yet, but I am mostly working in shapes. The eyeball here. I'm trying to work less with line recently and allow myself to work with shapes a little more. I think that overall is going to give me a better result. This most likely will not look like the reference, but I'm aware of that. But don't know if you guys saw that. Don't know why that was. But I think we know that by now. Most of my drawings don't tend to look exactly like the reference. But I like to think that with time, it is helping. I am helping myself out. It is getting better with time. So I only look forward to every single drawing that I do, because I think they're getting slightly better for each thing. And the whole point of everything I'm doing here on YouTube is simply to document this, because I don't know if I'm fully qualified yet to teach people things. I can teach people the things I know already, but I don't think I can fully teach in a way that I would like to yet. So therefore, my approach with this whole channel and everything is to simply show you the process I'm going through, and hopefully take you along, inspire you to do the same. Join in with these drawings, because I think that's the absolute best thing to do. I know I would have loved to have someone like this when I was younger, or know of someone like this just so I could, turn on YouTube and draw along with them. I didn't have many friends who drew when I was younger. I don't think I had. Yeah, I didn't really draw too much with people. It was always a solo endeavor, and I think it's always better with someone. So that's kind of the whole attempt of this entire channel, is to have that someone to draw with. So let's continue blocking this stuff in. HB is my favorite by far. I think HB is most controllable, easiest to use. It's not going to screw you over like sometimes the softer pencils do. 2H, I'm quite fond of 2H. 2H is fun to use as well. I'm also embarking on more of a realistic approach with my drawing and my art. Not to say I'm not someone who wants to do stylized things, because I do. That's my actually that's my end goal, is to do more stylized drawings and sketches. But in order to do that, I have to really master reality, because you can't bend reality, you can't break the rules without knowing them. That's my philosophy here. Is I've got to learn the rules, and I've got to learn how realism works and everything before I can go and decide, hey, I want to break this rule and break this rule to create a character that shows this. Because why? Because it's a big word. I think we don't ask ourselves that enough recently. I don't think we ask ourselves why. Why did you decide to draw this that way? Why did you decide that your character is going to have massive eyes and tiny lips and stuff like that? Why was that a choice? Because I think things that are just done because for the sake of being done, they're not special. I don't think that's good enough, really. I think there should be a reason behind everything. Let me know what you think. But I think if we want to have something great, there needs to be something to be behind it. It needs to have some bone behind it. Like, why is this car design great? Well, because everyone else is doing this thing. But why is everyone else doing this thing? And I'm trying to ask myself that with a lot of things, and I'm trying to have that approach in my life a little bit more. Is why is this graphic as good as it is, and why is this light flickering when it shouldn't be? God. Hopefully that's got it. It's going to be a bit darker, but it should be flickering now. There we go. Yeah, so why is this graphic design here that I'm seeing, why is that the way it is, and why is it good? And if you start asking yourself these questions and start going around these things with like an actual childlike curiosity, like, when we were kids, we wanted to know everything about everything. We ask so many questions, and we lose that as adults. So I think if you start asking yourself why, and you start questioning things and start understanding them, that's when you really start to learn how to master things, and you start to learn how things work and how they should be and how this should be. And once you know how this should be, then you can go about and you can try and see if you can change it. Before that, I think we need to listen, and we need to learn and understand. So I try to do that with everything now. I try to ask myself, hey, why was this made this way, and why is this good? Why is this considered good? What is behind this? What's the philosophy here? What made people say that this design was the best of its time? And there's a lot of things behind it. Why was the Braun, wow. Why was Braun so good back in the day? Well, because it had reason behind it. Every single design had a set of rules behind it, and every single design met those rules. And now we consider them as classics. So I think it's ridiculous for people to come up and say, hey, I did this because, well, I wanted to, and then they call it good design. I think things need reason, things need explanation, things need to have a goal, a destination, a story. And that massive tangent, but that's why I'm now trying to learn traditionally and learn what it takes to be an actual master of art, because it's a lot. I never thought it was this much work. That's why it might not be for everyone. I'm going to be honest. And for those of you watching this afterwards of the VOD, I hope you're enjoying my little rant. But I like talking about this stuff. I've made him look like a Giga Chad. Absolute Chad. He looks very sinister in my drawing. Whereas in here, he's kind of just normal. In my drawing, he's very sinister. I'm gonna try and start coming in here with a little bit more detail. And there's a lot of lost information here. So technically I don't even need to draw this part because, well, there's shadow here, so I can't see it. So why would I draw it? Why would we draw something we don't see? The viewer's not going to see it either. We can't see it, so therefore we can use our imagination to put it there and the things we've learned to put it there, but it doesn't need to be there. This is information that our viewers or someone who is looking at our art they don't need to see this. They don't need to know this. So we can go ahead and remove it as well. Shade this a little bit more. Maybe a little early for shading, but I've already started. Need a sip. Almost out of water already. Definitely made his chin a little too sharp here. I have been greatly obsessed with watching this awesome YouTube channel recently. His name is Simon Fordman, I believe. He's literally a mechanic who drives around often, finds these old, like, Ford pickup trucks, and he has an amazing collection of old cars. This awesome old bike. And I just watch him. They're very long videos. He says nothing in them. And he just has awesome camera angles. And he just records this process of fixing up the cars, checking them out, driving across the country and repairing them in different areas. There's such beautiful videos and they're so relaxing, and it's just made me want to like break open my entire car, and it's made me want to absolutely just, I've screwed up the lips, man. Let me come in here. I'll redo them. Yeah, those videos just make me want to break open my entire car and work on it. I've just wanted to do everything myself now. I want to like be more handy. I want to learn how to fix stuff. So I've never been like that. I come from a family of people who fix usually. They don't go out and buy new things. They tend to fix. But I was never like that. I was always like, oh, if this is broken, then I'll go get another one. And that's not a good way to live, I think. Like, sure, if you can't fix it, then yeah, absolutely. But I think I like the curiosity of trying to fix something. If it's already broken, then you can't break it more. Well, you can obviously, but like you're not. It's not going to be detrimental if you break something more if it's already not working. And in the meantime, you can learn something, which is the coolest part. So yeah, I've been wanting to be very handy recently, and I wanted to fix my car, even though it's not broken. But I wanted to like open it up and be like, hey, this thing's wrong, I'll fix that. And I really want to use a socket wrench because they're so satisfying to use. I don't know if anyone's here ever picked up a socket wrench, but those things are great. Think about adding some music into these streams. All my favorites are rain sounds. I love rain sounds. They're really relaxing to work to, and it helped me focus a lot. It's kind of like a thing. It's like they're listening to binaural beats and stuff like that, and it just helps my mind focus on whatever it is that I'm doing. The shadow down there. Hopefully this doesn't play out loud on my speakers. I'm just getting up the stream so I have like a little bit more control over it. There we go. Sorry. I will once again apologize for the poor webcam quality. I know I'm like very tiny on the screen, but I do not like how this thing looks. When I've got some funds available, I will buy a better one. It's not that funds. It's more about the fact, like, yes, I know I need one. Do I really need one? Yeah, I do. I know. I will get it. I'll get it to work eventually. I'm looking to get the C920, so it's at least 1080p. I don't need the 1080 60. 60 is I'm a fan of 30. 30 is the way to go for these sorts of videos. If I do anything cinematic, that's going to be 24. Keeping to the rules, you know. There's some rules which I don't want to break. And I reckon, yeah. Not doing it's just cinematic stuff. This is purely presentational. We're a bit tilted, aren't we? I am terrible at keeping track of all these things. I'm sorry. I should be better at this by now. Let's tackle the mouth, because it looks weird without a mouth. I'm trying to almost delete the information I don't need here by blocking it off with my pencil. I'm thinking whether I'll need to reinstall my lamp a little bit. I don't know if it's in the best place right now. It technically is in a good place. Yeah, I don't think I can actually put it in a better place right now. But it would be good if it didn't like just beam over here. Again, I did have a little thing for it, a little cover, which I've misplaced. I did have like a fix for it. Sometimes you can use like a paper towel. Yeah, see, that would be a little better. It's softer. Let's see if I can do anything about that now. Again, some MacGyver. Now we just made it dark. Okay, see if I should really be doing this at a different time rather than now. There we go, it's a little bit softer. Tiny bit. I need to define his nose a little bit because I've made it very muddy here and I can't even understand what I'm looking at. But I'll do that with a 2B afterwards. So we'll try and get that. I'm also starting to realize that for references, I really need to start working with some more higher definition images. I am limiting myself because there's a lot of guessing I have to do with some of these. There's no pixels. Like, no, there's too many pixels here. I don't understand what's going on, like, fully when I look at these lips down here. Like, yeah, I know they're open in a weird way, but I can barely see whatever is going on inside here. So he's got his lips open very weirdly. I'm gonna blame the model for that. But Actually think they're too low now. We'll get it right. We will. There's you see the whole process there. Lips are tricky. They're very tricky. It's kind of a hard shape to understand. I think it's a little bit better there. Kind of went a bit too harsh with that line there. And we can start refining it around here and we'll get a better result. Still looks weird. Very weird. But I think they're a little bit better than they were. I've done a little bit of a wrong angle here. This line here should technically be longer than this line. Just because of the positioning of the face. We're kind of foreshortening this, the lips here. So we're removing some information from one side. Checking everything. This does kind of bug out occasionally. This is why I really hate about using software all the time. It just tends to be really buggy. Like these stupid things that shouldn't be happening keep happening. What I'm using Elgato Epoch Cam, I think it's called. I think that's what you call it. And it's great software, don't get me wrong. I think it's awesome, but it's software, and software just keeps letting me down. My setup, my goal with it is that it's the easiest thing in the world to just come in here, click go, and start recording this, because I ideally want to get on with the art. I want to get drawing, I want to get going with the work. I want there to be minimum distraction between me and the work that needs to be done. And ultimately these things like the software and everything, it just gets in the way. It really does. And you may think it's a weird inconvenience and like I'm complaining, but it's I'm never relying on software because it's never ever reliable enough. Even things like OBS, fantastic software, I still use it, and most of the time it never lets me down. But there's been a handful of times where I go to start a stream and I just want to do it today. And I don't know if it's me. I'm not the best with tech, but I'm also not bad with tech. Actually, I do understand quite a lot, and I can do quite a lot on here. But yeah, this stuff just sometimes gets really annoying. And I've switched over to using a Windows laptop for the streaming because surprisingly, even though a lot of the time I've been able to say that Mac kind of works better for the software I use, and I have a lot less issues with it on Mac. With OBS, it's the complete opposite. It doesn't seem to like OBS. I've tried setting it up multiple different ways, and the one I have now is the most good it's been, but it's nowhere near been as good as it's been on Windows. So that's why I now stream and record these things on Windows. Kind of looks like Ronaldo. It doesn't look exactly like the reference, but it's I feel like they're getting a little better, a little bit. Oh, someone has a like a what are they called, wrench drill thing, and I can always hear it here, and it sounds so nice. It's like the whenever you get like NASCAR when they change out the tires on the cars, and that sound they make, I get that here occasionally, and I love it. That line kind of screwed things up. Smooth it in a little bit. Alright, what I'm gonna try and do now is refine this. Oh, I didn't sharpen my pencil. Let's do that real quick. So my next goals with this setup are to get a new webcam, which I will either use as this or as the one you're looking for. So I'll get a consistent stream of 1080p video onto my devices, or the next step is to get a camera which I can use as a webcam, because I already have a HDMI capture card thing, which is fantastic. And for some reason I sold my camera when I figured, I don't use it, it's not useful enough, and now I kind of regret that occasionally. But yeah, those are kind of the next steps. Get a camera and a proper setup, which is always here, because I will rarely use it apart from here. So then I can focus on getting the content made, or just flicking on the camera and streaming. I've been loving the streaming. This is just me showing you the pure process of sketching out these people. It's my favorite way to do it. I recently got a little paper thing. That's not a paper thing, it's like a canvas board, and now I use that as my sandpaper holder. I might get a new piece because I'm starting to mix these. Ah, still good. Oh yeah, you guys, I can show you guys on here. Try and get a bit which doesn't have much use on it. Oh god, that could have been catastrophic. That was the that was my little tin of shavings just deciding to slide off my leg. I was very sure that was going to be on the floor. Wow, that could have been dangerous, man. Wipe off the pencil, and we've got a clean pencil to work with. And this is going to be for all those darker areas. It's going to look fantastic. Try and lift myself up a little bit so I can see better. The biggest shadow here, so fill it in. We're kind of working with shapes on this, so filling it in by shape is the goal. Shapes aren't very clean. I'll be honest with that. They don't look fantastic. Alrighty, get some confidence, yeah, man. No, he looks like he has buck teeth. No, man, I'm sorry. So sorry, brother. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, no. Didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to define a couple hard edges a little bit more. It's gonna make this look a lot better. Oh, what have I done there? No. My goal as an artist is to make this model look better. And I'm not helping him by giving him a worse jawline that he already has. Actually, I'm not in the shop. Ideally, if you want to get some more contrast into your drawings, you need to go higher than 2B. 2B is not enough to get you those dark tones that you need. That doesn't look good. It looks a little bit too harsh. And a lot gentler. Just like that. There we go. It's a little better. I don't tend to draw eyelashes on men. Just always gets the wrong look. They don't. The internet. They instantly look like a female whenever I do that. Let's see if I can add a little bit of shape to his nose. And here I need to define this edge more, just so we understand that that's actually the shape of his nose. For that, I have a little secret tool here. I call this one Big Bertha. This one. This is a 4B. I think it's a 4B. It is a 4B. This is going to give me that tone I need. Oh, look at that. That thing is a literal marker. That thing is dark. It's kind of hard to use it like that. If I don't break this, because I already have before and it sucked. Can't have his eyes washed out, because the eyes are always the main focal point of anything, usually. It's where you want people to be looking, is right at the eyes. So they need to be the ones with the most contrast. It looks okay, I think. Turned out better than I thought it was gonna look. Cool. That does it. That's looking at it from the stream's point of view, it looks looks pretty good. Doesn't look exactly like the reference, but we already understood that from the get-go that it won't look exactly like the reference. That being said, that's not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Kind of happy with that. What I'm going to do finally, but I'm going to do this off stream, but get yourself some of this. This is in Polish, but this is hairspray. When you're done with a graphite drawing of any sorts, you grab it and you spray it down. Gentle. I'm going to show you a little bit. I don't want to. It's really hard to breathe with this stuff. You just do little sprays like that, and you go over it, and it'll be completely fine. Before I finish up this, those of you watching or those of you looking afterwards, these are some of the drawings I have in the book. This one I need to finish. Doesn't look like the model, but it's alright, it looks okay. This one again, got another one that's just started. This one I'm kind of happy with, this one looks cool. I used some, what did I use? Sanguine. This stuff's cool. It's almost like charcoal. It feels very nice to draw with. This stuff's also recommended for any artists. That came out pretty good. And then we have the one here. These are all getting nicely tucked away in my little portfolio, and I'll probably do a video showing all these off. Anyway, thank you for anyone who checked out the stream, and thank you for anyone watching afterwards. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me see if I can... there you go. You get the the dark. Ooh, mysterious. Thank you for watching this horror of drawing. I hope you enjoyed this. If anything, grab a pencil or anything at home and join along. Have a go at it yourself and just follow along. It's a lot easier when you're working alongside someone. So yeah, thank you for your time and happy drawing.